When you hear people talk about the best prospects in hockey, you always hear people bring up guys like Elias Anderson, Elias Pettersson, Eli Tolvanen, but in my opinion, this guy is the best prospect that nobody talks about, and that is Igor Shesterkin. Shesterkin is a goaltender that plays in the KHL for the controversial SKA team. He was drafted in the 4th round, 118th overall in the 2014 NHL draft by the New York Rangers. He's been playing in the KHL since he was 17 years old, where he first started out playing for Moscow in the 13-14 season, where he only appeared in 9 games with a 1-5-2 record and a 2.80 goals against average and a .903 save percentage as a 17-year-old, which those aren't very good numbers, but playing when you're 17 in probably the second best league in the world, obviously you're not going to have the greatest numbers. Then he went to play for SKA in the 14-15 season, where he would be a backup, playing just 6 games, but putting up 3 wins and 3 losses, a 2.33 goals against average and a .917 save percentage, so his numbers did increase from his rookie season. And then in the 15-16 season, he would play in 7 games with a 5-2 record, a 2.58 goals against average and a .912 save percentage as a 19-year-old, so those were pretty impressive stats. And then he took over as the starter for SKA in the 16-17 season, where he would appear in 39 games, put up a record of 27-4-6 with a 1.64 goals against average and a .937 save percentage as a 20-year-old. Very impressive stats, and the New York Rangers drafting him, they gotta be liking what they're seeing with this guy over in the KHL. And his most recent season, the 17-18 year, he played in 28 games and had a 24-4 record with a 1.69 goals against average and a .933 save percentage. So very solid numbers, and he's 22 years old right now and still has a lot of room to grow. And with the New York Rangers heading in more of a younger, rebuilding direction, this guy, I think they should bring him over and maybe start him as a backup to Lundqvist next season, and maybe play him in like 20 games, because you don't want to throw him right in as a starter and put so much pressure on this guy. But I think learning from one of the best goaltenders of all time is certainly going to benefit him. You know, if Lundqvist can just help him out, and maybe he does impress, and maybe he does play a little bit more games than Lundqvist next year. You never know, as obviously they are rebuilding, so they have the goaltender of their future, in my opinion, in this guy. In my opinion, the best prospect goaltenders in the NHL right now are Igor and Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks. Thatcher Demko gets a little bit more recognition usually because, you know, he plays for a Canadian team, the Vancouver Canucks. They are heavily covered by the NHL, but I don't really hear anyone talking about this guy, and in my opinion, he is the best prospect that nobody talks about, and he should be getting talked about a lot more, because I think he's going to be a great goaltender in the NHL. He's 6'1", 187 pounds, so not overly big for a goaltender. You know, a lot of the good goaltenders in the NHL now are like 6'6", and a lot of people like the big goaltenders, but he's very fast, nimble, and agile, and has great vision, which makes up for his size, which 6'1" isn't bad. He's not small, but he's just an average size goaltender. So Henrik Lundqvist's stats from last year, he's 36 years old now. In the 17-18 season, Lundqvist played in 63 games, had a 26-26-7 record with a 2.98 goals against average and a .915 save percentage. So those aren't very good stats for Lundqvist standards, but he was playing for a not good New York Ranger team. So obviously you got to take that into consideration. And a lot of people are saying that Igor Shesterkin's stats are only good because he plays on a loaded SKA team, but you're still getting shots against, and he's putting up wins, and he's putting up a great goals against average and a great save percentage as such a young guy. So you can't discredit him just because he plays on one of the best teams, where it's widely considered that the league was rigged for them to win this year, but they didn't even win. And that doesn't really debunk the conspiracy theories, because, you know, just because it's rigged doesn't mean it's impossible for them to lose. They did make it to the championship, but ultimately fell when they got there. He finished 4th in goals against average in the regular season in the KHL with a 1.59 and 3rd in shutouts with 7. So those are very good stats, and you just got to remember that this guy is only 22 years old, and if they bring him over for him to learn from Lundqvist, I think the sky is the limit, and that he could be one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. I know it's early to say that, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this guy, and I really do hope he comes over to the NHL next season, as after he was drafted, he signed a 3-year contract to stay in Russia. 2 of those years are up, and I think he is eligible to come over next season, so I hope he does, because I really want to see what this guy has, as obviously the KHL game is a lot different from the NHL. More traffic in front of the net, more shots, and just a more different type style game. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more hockey videos like this every single day, and let me know down in the comments what you think of this guy, if you're familiar with him. I thought I wanted to make a video on him because not many people are very familiar with him, and I kind of wanted to shed some light on this guy, because I think his future in the NHL is very bright, especially playing behind one of the best goaltenders in the world. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.